There are moments in life when the noise inside our minds becomes louder than anything happening around us. The doubts, the fear, the guilt, the what ifs, and the weight of expectations pile up until it feels impossible to breathe. Sometimes, the thing that keeps us stuck isn't the world outside, it's the world we carry within. And that's exactly where this story begins, with a man standing at a breaking point, holding on to thoughts that were slowly tearing him apart. Daniel had always been the kind of person who carried everything inside. Every criticism, every mistake, every fear would stay with him for years, filling his mind like an overcrowded attic. But one day, after life pushed him a little too hard, he found himself sitting alone on a quiet park bench, wondering how to move forward. What happened next would change his life, and maybe yours too. Before we dive deeper into this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment on Storysphere. Your support helps us keep bringing powerful, inspiring stories like this one to life. Daniel's day had started like any other, fast-paced, stressful, and full of expectations. He worked long hours at a corporate job in the city, carrying the pressure of deadlines and the fear of failing. But that morning, when his project presentation went wrong and his supervisor called him unfocused, something inside him cracked. He walked out of the building and kept walking until he reached the park, feeling like his chest was too tight to hold everything anymore. He sat on a bench under a big oak tree, watching the leaves sway gently in the breeze. For the first time in a long while, he realized just how tired he was, not physically, but mentally. His thoughts felt like heavy stones stacked on top of each other. He wanted peace, but he didn't know how to find it. That's when he noticed an elderly man approaching. The man looked to be in his late 70s, with warm eyes, silver hair, and a slow, steady walk. He carried a small wooden box in his hands and seemed completely at ease with the world. Something about his calmness drew Daniel in. "Mind if I sit?" the older man asked. Daniel shook his head. "Go ahead." They sat in silence for a moment, watching children chase each other across the grass. Then the old man opened the wooden box and pulled out a small ceramic cup. It was cracked in a few places but still beautiful in a simple, humble way. "You look troubled," the man said gently. Daniel tried to smile. "Is it that obvious?" The old man nodded. "Your mind seems full." That caught Daniel's attention. "Full?" "Yes. Too full. When the mind is crowded, nothing new can enter. No peace. No clarity. No kindness, even toward yourself." Daniel shifted in his seat, feeling a strange mix of curiosity and vulnerability. "So what do I do?" The old man held up the cracked cup. "Let me show you something." He began to gently pour water from a thermos into the cup. The water reached the brim. Then it spilled over the sides, dripping onto the grass below. "See," the man said. "When a cup is full, it can't hold anything more." And yet, many people try to keep pouring into their minds, more worry, more fear, more doubt. They never empty it. Daniel watched the water overflow, understanding more than he expected to. "So I need to empty my mind?" he asked. The man smiled. "Exactly. Empty it of the thoughts that no longer serve you. The ones you've carried for too long. Kindness starts here, by giving yourself the room to breathe again." Daniel swallowed hard. No one had ever explained it that way. He realized he'd been carrying criticism from years ago, guilt he had already apologized for, pressure that wasn't even his. His mind wasn't just full, it was crowded with old stories he kept replaying. "But how?" he whispered. "Start small," the man said. "Let go of one thought at a time. You don't need to fix everything today. Just make space. Kindness to yourself is still kindness." They sat together in the quiet park as Daniel breathed in deeply, for what felt like the first real breath he had taken in months. The world didn't feel so heavy anymore. When Daniel finally stood to leave, the old man placed the cracked cup in his hand. "A reminder," he said. "You can't fill a full cup." Daniel thanked him and walked away with a lightness he hadn't felt in a long time. That night, he emptied his mind for the first time, writing down thoughts he no longer needed, letting go of old fears, and giving himself permission to start fresh. And slowly, everything changed. In the days that followed, Daniel found clarity again. He reconnected with friends he had drifted from. He worked with new focus, not from pressure but from peace. Most importantly, he started treating himself with the same kindness he always offered others. Sometimes, life doesn't demand that we do more, it asks that we carry less. and when we empty our minds, even just a little, we make room for hope, for healing, and for the kind of kindness that can transform not just our day, but our entire life.